All right, we have this Anduril deal, people, and this came out March 15th. Well, the article did, but it was 2 days ago. U.S. awards Anduril $20 billion enterprise contract for AI-driven defense tech. So $20 billion, but 10 years. Consolidates more than 120 separate procurement actions into a single enterprise agreement. That is quite interesting, because we might know... Oh, I'll get into all these sucks. Okay. The contract centers on their Anduril's AI-enabled Lattice software, platform, hardware, and infrastructure to enhance counter-unmanned aerial system capabilities. All right, what the fuck is a Lattice? I mean, honestly, it's supposed to be an operating system for the battlefield, a software platform that fuses data from every sensor, drone, satellites, radar, ground sensors, into a single unified picture. See, to me, this sounds a lot like Palantir, but it's not. Because LS said too. So, we know ground, the drones, maritime, buoys. We might say OPTT. But satellites too, we want to know who's going to be the satellites and connecting stuff to the ground. God, I hope something with GCTS. But autonomous systems, command. Palantir is a theater-level AI analytics, third-party sensors. Example, OPTT boys. Oh, people. This would be everything. All right, so Lattice pulls feeds from drones, radars, satellites, ground sensors, maritime buoys, OPT connection. Another sensor on the network, it could be that asshole sail drone, which I hope it's not, correlates all of them automatically. Commander sees one unified picture instead of 40 separate screens. So it's like machine learning, classify objects. That's for all the birds. Apparently Israel's accidentally hitting down a lot of birds because they migrate from Europe to Africa. It's quite costly, and of course the birds, but what? Predict movement, flag threats, all in real time. Palantir's integration adds value at the theater level. Palantir handles large-scale data modeling, while Lattice handles the real edge layer. Can command swarms of autonomous systems with minimal human input, just what they need. Humans set the rules of engagement. Lattice handles execution. Mesh networking. Encrypted, decentralized networks keep working even if the communications infrastructure are destroyed or jammed. Edge compute. Angle. Design Lattice with open APIs, which is why third parties like OPTT, Velo for hardware, Achr for autonomous aircraft can plug into the ecosystem. That's what makes a $20 billion contract so potentially powerful. Lattice as a common operating platform, and anything that feeds data into it or receives commands from becomes part of the network. This is about the Palantir one. Basically, I kind of already said, if this is the real edge autonomous, and then this cloud intelligence. So, if it's seeing everything, and then Palantir digests it all, and then feeds it back in, and then it's doing the command stuff. I guess that makes sense. Speed and autonomy. Runs on hardware physically deployed in the field. Ships, vehicles, forward operating bases, sensors, data in milliseconds. Picks up an incoming drone, Lattice classifies it, tracks it, counter drone, intercept and to engage it. This is insane. Crazy. But Palantir makes a massive, messy historical data sets, ingests signal intelligence, communication interceptor, logistic records, financial transactions, social network data, oh man, satellite imagery archives, uses AI to pattern build, profiles, targets, predict. Works on the top of the chain, identifies who the adversary is, where they operate, what patterns they follow, build the strategic picture that informs mission planning. Lattice works at the bottom of the chain, executing in real time once a mission is underway, fusing live sensor data, and directing autonomous systems. All right. Now, we'd be wondering, what satellites? Because satellites, imperative. But Anduril acquired Exoanalytic Solutions just days ago. Its first acquisition under its dedicated space unit, 11th overall. Exoanalytic operates a network of over 400 ground-based telescopes used for persistent monitoring of objects in deep space, where high-value U.S. defense satellites operate. Plans to self-fund 3 space missions in 2026, leveraging Exoanalytic's expertise. Launching those satellites. Space demonstration mission is slated aboard a SpaceX Falcon. This is not any, because someone had said a Rocket Lab, SpaceX, or even ASTS, but I don't know if that's going to be the case here, because the Anduril direct, but it's still part of the same defense ecosystem. Okay, Rocket Lab signed a multi-launch with Black Sky. Because see, I'm always wondering if Palantir uses Black Sky for the 17 Electron launches, making Rocket Lab the single most prolific launch provider to Black Sky globally. Which, if we look at our Rocket Lab, I'm holding Rocket Lab, as I've been for a while now. If I would have got an ass load of Rocket Lab back then, though, I wouldn't be making these videos today. No, maybe I would. I don't know. And then if you have Rocket Lab's year, they're on one of their... I think Ondas chart will look similar to this as time goes on. They never really... Well, that was a bad time. But that was a kind of a bad time for everyone. Oh, that was a stupid government shutdown, which technically we're kind of partially in a government shutdown right now, but no one seems to care. And then this one's going to be Black Sky. They're a nice one. Also PL, but I don't know what they're going to have a role in this stuff. And then your other one, PL does well. I used to be in PL at $4. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I sold at. Anyways, original 2021 deal. See, does Palantir still use Black Sky? Palantir also made direct equity investment in Black Sky following a pilot of Black Sky deliver invites. Collection of human interaction. No public announcement of a termination. The integration appears to still be in place through a multi-year term from 2021. Has technically expired and hasn't been publicly renewed. Black Sky has been actively expanding defense contracts independently, 30 million multi-year to Gen 3 cadence. So see, we don't know if Black Sky is with Palantir. I don't know, maybe stuff like that has to be secret. But this one, of course I'm going to ask about my MRAM, because I am loading this MRAM, people, and this week I'll probably load more, because I think all of this is bullish for MRAM, even though no one on X will tell you that. And they have that Snickle Fritz fucking patent lawsuit. That is for their one of these, I don't know, is it the persist one? It might actually be the persist one, where I've been reading that they're probably going to have to cut a deal with Avalanche of sorts, which is pretty common, because Avalanche isn't going to want to keep going on a patent lawsuit either. They'd like to get it taken care of, then deciding if it's a license agreement or something like that. But MRAM product 22% up. CEO not telling us a backlog number. He doesn't say a backlog. He'll just use terms like a riddle. Healthy. LEO selling market. RAM just persists high reliability product to full production Q4. So strong demand driven by new customer interests and design wins specifically in LEO satellites. Dude, satellites are so freaking important. And the 9.25 contract with Front Grade Technology to develop strategic radiation hardened eMRAM macro that explicitly supports both current and future DoD strategic commercial space. Particularly notable, Everspin's persist is now validated for configuration across all Lattice semiconductor FPGA families, and Lattice Semiconductor's FPGA are widely used in space applications for their radiant tolerant and reprogrammability. Note this is a Lattice Semiconductor of a different company from Anduril Lattice, but the connection is still meaningful. Thanks, Claude. Specifically using MRAM, no confirmed contract. Broader thesis, Everspin's radiation hardened MRAM is essential for satellites, avionics, and military systems. That's what I would like to see. Well, then we have GCTS, and for the year, obviously, they look like shit. But I am speculating here, because they had the January 29th that it licensed 5G, 4G chipsets, one of the world's largest satellite communication enabling user equipment for satellite terrestrial connectivity. That in and of itself, I think, is a big deal. Partner with Skylo, that's one they can talk about, because this one's a secret. Unnamed world largest in January, bigger story. Speculation could be Starlink SpaceX, a major telco satellite operator. I think it's freaking ASTS. I don't know why they would have a SIL rating. I'm loading these guys. I think if their shipments are starting, once they start selling these, and once they name who their unnamed person is, which I think it's ASTS, but if it was Starlink SpaceX, that's a catalyst too. And then with Peraso, Intact Illicit Defense Company for a next generation military drone identification friend or foe. Stock surge 115 on that news. Also, a separate NATO military communication with initial production shipments begun Q2 2025. Company cites an addressable market for 3.44 million active NATO personnel. So this, I don't know if they end up having something, but they just did. Because I had also asked if this is bad for ONS. And this is going to be Parasso. I guess your question would be, after a shoot like that, when do you think about selling a little off? I thought it could get to 2, but maybe they still can get to 2 because they're high there, 219. So we'll see. And Parasso, I'm still thinking if they get bought out with this MobX. That's what I hope. MobX was doing well. Now they're coming back down too. They would blend together nicely. So other things that I think benefit. We definitely have Velo, people. I think Velo, they're 3D printing for Anduril. So this is quite beneficial for them. Man, this would have been under 10. I said, now I'm probably going to get in. I don't know. I think I could get into the 10 range again or under. But more contracts together, indicating expansion, likely 2026. Anduril contract validates defense manufacturer ecosystem that Velo is positioned in. More Anduril production, more potential demand for additive manufacturing, metal manufacturing. Real-Link Indirect Velo isn't a name vendor in the 20 billion itself, but it is partner. This is quite interesting for Archer. Anduril and Archer are co-developing a hybrid field military aircraft. CEO Adam Goldstein predicted that defense could become the biggest part of our business in the near term. Made 2 strategic acquisitions, patent portfolio over composite manufacturing assets. Accelerate defense. The 20 billion validates Anduril's position. Could accelerate procurement of the autonomous VTOL aircraft they're co-developing together. I would think so. This, the most directly tied of the 3 names, OPT secured $5 million multi-buoy contract. And also, wait, you do have Archer not looking good at all for the year. Looking like absolute garbage. But no revenue here with Archer. No meaningful revenue. Unless they come out with this Anduril thing, and then that's going to be something. Now, our OPTT, they had shot to 70 cents after naming that this deal with the one, the multi-buoy. After securing this, they shot up to 70 cents. All data streams feeding into Anduril's Lattice. OPT describes this platform as positioning their power buoy with scalable next-generation defense sensing architecture. This is the biggest thing that could happen to OPTT. And if they get more, a larger, more funded Anduril ecosystem is genuinely good. Of course it is, idiot. Anduril is literally their prime contractor. That is not necessarily true. OPTT does stuff in the Middle East. They have, I do believe, they have a secret Emirati partner. They're not allowed to say who their Middle East partner is, but they are selling to a Middle East country. God, or it could also be Israel. Actually, I think it's I do think it's the United Arab Emirates because Philip, in an interview I was listening of him, talked about how he was on a trip with the Emiratis, showing them their tech. So I think it's them. Since Anduril's private contract is being viewed as significant tailwind for Palantir. Deep-rooted AI consortium partnership. Lattice handles real-time tactical data. Palantir's AI smart system, large data modeling. Theater-level command. Arguably the biggest winner. I might say OPTT. Now see, here's what I'm thinking about ONDS. Secured the 15.8 million autonomous determining contract across Israel, Syria, agreed to merge with U.S. defense contractor Mistral, announced partnership with Palantir and Worldview Enterprises combined autonomous system with Palantir's AI platform. They actually had a partnership with Palantir going back from last March. But anyways, the ONDS partnership with Palantir via Warp Speed AI Flight Direct Skyway programs means the same general AI defense ecosystem as Anduril. Rising tide for Palantir and DoD could live on indirectly. But ONDS isn't going to plug into Anduril's stuff. Like, this Israel alongside Syria potential up to 30 million in phases. A double-edged sword. I don't really think that. This is saying spook investors. If ONDS isn't there to, like, be a fucking bank or a data center, they're there to protect the fucking, the counter-drone system. So, I don't think that's going to be it. But I do think that, I don't know, ONDS and Anduril competitors, but it shows the need, and they need so many things. I definitely think there's room to go around. But I'm most excited for Archer, OPTT. I really think I have to pull the trigger and get into Velo, because I'm in fucking DDD. Watch DDD get something with Anduril too. Then I'd be pissed. but I'm up 20%ish on this one. And they had that good earnings, but not the best earnings. Do have a lot of debt. I don't know. I think I might do it. I want 3D printing, but of course my buru. Buru had a bad time. Oh, speaking of Anduril and buru, people, I would like to know why Palmer Luckey follows new buru. Has to be a reason, people. Has to be a reason. He's only following less than 2,000, but you know what else? Buru doesn't follow him. So, I don't know. I hope that Palmer Luckey has taken an interest in sweet baby buru. Because boy, do they need something. They need something. Because now they're at 20 cents. People are going to start to get mad. But they came out with news last Monday, so maybe they'll pop out with some news tomorrow. Today's Sunday, March 15th.